match coming up, match 2. Here we go, everybody. So let's see if there's any changes on the ban phase. So Dyllyn decides to throw away the Volcrane instead of the Guileless. Guileless is probably everyone's S tier pickup. Everybody believes Guileless is the strongest. It has extremely high attack, extremely high speed, and it's got the worst special attack, which it doesn't need, and those points are to make up where it gives it a slightly above average defense. So Baroom gets his way with his Guileless, bringing in Guileless first, and he gets the first. They both banned out Valorant. So we have a Guileless and a Volcrane. Volcrane is going to counteract Mashuk, while I believe Mudrid is really strong against Guileless, so they have a double counter play. Baroom decides to ban out Yukama, and Dyllyn bans out Platimus, giving him Canoe. Yeah, no pigs, right? Canoe is, in a lot of people's eyes, absolute ban. So now that he's in play, we'll see how things go. So we have a completely different team on both sides this time. Oh, and we see the Oshiara coming in. Alright, so we have the Canoe on the bench, being able to bring in for defense. So if anybody doesn't know, it is really hard to deal with somebody with defense buffs. Even +1 defense on either defense or special defense, it allows for a 50% defense buff. It's actually absurd. You literally take 50%, well, not 50% less damage, 33% less damage from a normal attack of whatever it may be, just off a +1 buff. Mudrid uses Mud Shower, getting quite a bit of damage on Guileless. Guileless uses Show Off, increasing his attack. He does not have Heat Up. Pretty rough. So when creating Guileless, you kind of need the Heat Up ability, and in order to get that, you have to use Anahir for breeding. Mashuk throws on the Toxic Poison onto Guileless. I don't think Toxic was really needed to knock out a Guileless. If he stays in right now, Mudrid can still one-shot, but it allows for higher kill pressure for other Temtems in the game to use a neutral damage attack instead of a 2x to knock out the Guileless. So a Guileless switch should most likely be happening here. Mudrid thrown in for Mastion, probably believing that his Guileless is going to be switched out. So, oh, and he doesn't! He actually uses the attack. Wow! Alright. So Guileless has 1 poison tick left. He should definitely get the damage done. Before the poison will not kill him, so he still has 1 more attack. But Mastion has the Meteor Shower. He is slower than Guileless, so what can happen here? Volcrane doesn't have higher speed than Mastion, so they can't get the kill on Mastion before getting the kill from Meteor Shower. So throwing in somebody that takes less fire damage here is probably the best move. So he brings in Gazuma. Paralyzing Poison onto Gazuma. So Gazuma's not going to be able to switch out here, and I wonder if it's Electric Synergy with the little cheesy build that people have been running to be able to heal and to be able to deal double damage to both Temtems on the other side of the field. Meteor Shower does knock out Guileless, allowing for one of the biggest Hyper Sweepers in order to be knocked out. Mastion does also have Pyromatic, so dealing more damage with Fire Chip as well. So because of this, Gazuma is almost an absolute knockout next turn because he cannot be switched out with Paralyzing Poison from Mashuk. So I think this is the most underused ability, or status effect I should say, in the Temtem community right now, is using Paralyze so that they can't switch out. Pivots in this game are so strong, especially with Kinu and running Raze. Raze will, if you constantly pivot out Raze and Kinu, especially if you have both on your team, you can gain speed advantages and you can gain defense advantages just by switching out back and forth in between the effectiveness attacks from the other members. So I'm really looking forward for people to run these sort of comps. And the one thing that can definitely counter them is Temtems like Mashuk. Mashuk is a really low tier in a lot of people's eyes, only because he doesn't have enough kill pressure, but it does have decent tankiness if you look at its space stats for health and defenses. So they did get the kill on Mastion before he could get the attack, which allows for Kinu to be in. Kinu does not have the right trait to add defenses. Oh no. So we have a Tataro with turbo choreography. I wonder if he's going to be able to use it this turn, and he should switch out Gazuma. I believe... I'm trying to think of Baroom's Temtems. I should have made a list of it really quick to show off. Gazuma has to be switched out. I forget which Temtems he chose in the pick and ban phase. Oh, he doesn't. He goes with the beam. And he has Benefactor, allowing for heals. So he uses Poison. Mashuk also overexerts, so he's going to have to switch out next turn from Mashuk. So this gives a free turn for Baroom, okay? So Gazuma's going to die unless he has Electrical Synergy, but he doesn't. If it had the trait Electric Synergy, if it even had a choice to, it would make Gazuma, I think, a little bit better in situations like this. But Electric Storm, he did not switch out Mashuk, he actually used Rest on him. Kinu is using the heals in order to come back, and Kinu has Benefactor constantly being able to heal on his other Temtems when they get damaged. So Kinu uses Stonewall, he gets 2 defense, 1 special defense. I wonder how this is going to play out for the future of the match, because usually people don't use Mashuk as the sweeper to kill off a lot of the members of the other squad. He wants to keep Kinu in because anytime Mashuk takes damage, he's going to be able to heal. So this is going to be a weird fatigue battle. Gazuma's been staying in. He's already going to die from poison whether he switches or not. The poison on the bench will still tick every turn, so a switch won't do anything. So I believe... Oh wow. So Tachi retreats for Mudred. This gives a lot of pressure. So Benefactor's going to heal, and he's going to revitalize. Mashuk is a tank right now. He's got the defense buffs. He has the heals on him with Kinu on the side, and they're not putting kill pressure onto Kinu. Kinu is going to allow them to win the game. Supports in Temtem right now are just insane. It allows for a lot of different plays to be able to actually be created. A lot of win conditions. Without supports, win conditions are almost non-existent in this game. So a lot of people have Pig and Kinu in their squad for 8v8 competitive, and the reason why is because of like what I just said. Supports run the game right now. Switching out for Oshiara, trying to get the effectiveness on to the Volcrane to be able to one-shot. Taking half damage and the burn. Shook's using an uppercut to knock out the Mudred on a 4 times. Oof. Alright, so 4 times effectiveness coming out on both sides. Oshiara is going to be able to one-shot this turn onto Volcrane. It takes 4 times damage from water. He can literally Ice Shuriken for the high priority as well. But he's gonna go with the higher damage. Mashuk has the defense buff. He can't actually die this turn to a Volcrane attack, I believe. Volcrane does have high damage, but I wonder if it could actually tank with a double special defense buff. Actually, it's a single special defense, double defense. But it doesn't matter because Oshiara gets the attack off first with a higher speed and knocks out Volcrane. Tataru. I don't know if Tataru can do it. I don't know if this is going to be happening. Tataru can't be doing this. Let the God Tatsu just knock everybody out with kick. Baroom concedes after the last one, and GG's. Dyllyn is taking game 2. So we have a 1-1